Shalom and good evening, everyone. Let me get my screen up. I have a word for y'all this evening, but I first like to give honors and all praises to Yahuwah, for He is our Father in heaven. He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I also like to give my homage to Yahusha HaMashiach, for He is the Son of Yah. He's the second Adam and the Messiah. And I like to give my respects to the YAHUAH Calendar, who is the glory of Yah and the beauty of holiness, known as the Spirit of Wisdom, who is the 7 eyes and 7 spirits of Yah. I also like to bid a shalom to the bride of the Messiah, to the 144,000, and to the nation of Israel. As y'all see, y'all, I have a very interesting word that the Father has put on my heart in this hour of the night. It's late. In my time, it's around 1:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Far as the heathen's date, it is December the 17th in the year of 2020 AD. We know December used to be that 10th month before changes was made by Constantine. Okay, because when you look at the word December, it does mean 10. Now let me give you Yah's date. It's very important that you know his date, because those who know his dates, who know his timeline, would not be caught off guard when the Messiah comes. You will not be caught off guard when a thief breaks in your home. That is the parable that the Messiah gave unto us, because he told us to watch and pray. Our Father's date is, we are in the 10th month now, known as Tibet. We're now in day 2 of the 10th month, because the new moon was sighted on Tuesday, which is the heathen's day at sundown. Okay, but as day 1 in the Most High calendar, known as the new moon day. So now we're in the 2nd day of the moon, and we're in the 1st week of the moon. Okay, and we're in the 1st day of the 1st week of the moon, for those who keep a record of his calendar. If you do not have his calendar, please check the video description box and you will have access to it. It is free unto you to look at and review. Oh, the Father just reminded me, I need to put up the 10th month. So give me a couple of days and I have the 10th month put up for you, so you know where you are. However, the 9th month is already in the Google link for you. Okay, so we are in the 10th month, known as Tibet, and we are in the 2nd day of this month. As far as the year, we are in the 8th day from Adam, and the 8th day of Adam starts from the 7,001st year to the 8,000th year, and we are in the 13th day from creation, which starts from 13,000 to 13,999. As far as with Enoch's 10-week prophecies, we are in the 8th week of his 10-week prophecy. So those who've been keeping a record of time, you see that we don't have long. We are expecting the Messiah to send the command for the eagle wings to go and harvest, or to exodus, or to redeem the elect throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Okay. Now, the title of this word this evening is, and also as far as the phase of the day, we are in the nighttime of the day. Okay. Remember, our Father day begins from sundown to sundown, for he is the Father of light. Go back to Genesis chapter 1 to see when does the day begin and end. Genesis chapter 1. And feasts, the holy feast days that would confirm what I'm saying to you, would be like such as Peshat and Atonement. Okay, now for the word. The word for this evening that the Father want me to bring unto you is Rome, the 4th beast, shall be dethroned / supplanted by Jacob. In the Hebrew tongue, we would say his name as Yashrael because we know Jacob's name was changed to Yashrael, for he is a prince of Yah. He has the power of Yah. When you break down his name in the Hebrew, you will see our father name included, which is Yah. You will see our mother name included, which is Sarah, and the title of Yah, for he is what? The God above all gods. That's why he's known as the El. Okay? Take this time now to pause your screen to meditate what I just gave unto you, and you can look up these words in the Strong Concordance. Remember, in the Hebrew tongue, names mean something. It represents something. Okay? But let us go back and focus on this title here. It said, Rome, the fourth beast, shall be dethroned / supplanted by Jacob. Something to meditate on. Now, in the Hebrew tongue, we would say YAHUAH for Jacob. That's how we pronounce his name. Now, if you notice that Jacob's name means something, y'all. So in the past couple of days, I've been sharing y'all with the mystery about why Jacob is called the supplanter. Okay? And we learned from that mystery that one of the meanings dealing with that name, supplanter, means that he's going to dethrone. And we have learned a deeper mystery about Jacob dethroning Rome. For when we go in the Bible, which we will in this video discussion, you will learn that the other names for Rome is Chittim, the fourth beast, Esau of Edom. You probably said, what do Esau of Edom has to do with this? A lot. Okay? Again, you got to go back to Genesis to understand the present and what is yet to come. Okay? Now, what you see here is before you is a picture of Caesar Augusta, and they have a statue of him in Italy. And this photo was taken by Dennis Jarvis of Flickr. Okay? I want you to take a good notice about this picture here, because this picture here is going to confirm unto you who is the leader of Rome, who is the king of Rome, or what tribe or nation is running Rome. I'm telling you, y'all, history tells you a lot. Okay? Let me scroll on down. Now, I do want to make this clear about myself because I know there are many heathens out here giving a false image or false information about the Israelites, okay? Because they're trying to classify us as one group. However, those who are filled with the wisdom of Yah, we know that's not true. One of the greatest examples can be found in the King James 611 Bible and in the work of Josephus. For those books will identify unto you there are many sects of the Israelites that have different beliefs, different doctrines. So what I did, I took the time out, and I hope I spelled this right, y'all. If I misspell anything, please forgive me. But I want to let you know about me. I am an Israelite by blood. And my faith or my the sect that I identify with are the Messianic Nazarene. That's how they would say our name in the English tongue today. This is modern English. But when you go back to the Hebrew, you will learn that in our tongue we say Mashiachim Nazarene. That means I follow the Messiah. For he what? Is he not the one who come out of Nazareth? Was he not the one known as the Nazarene? Okay. Was not Paul called the ringleader of the Nazarene? Okay. Now, below these words, you see the word Christian. And you see that I have noted here that Christian comes from a Greek word known as Christianity. Okay, and I have the proof for that. Now, on the channel, there is a video to give understanding why Israelites identify themselves as either Mashiach Nazrim or by the other words besides Christian, to give you understanding. But I want to make this video short and straight to the point. In the Hebrew tongue, we have no word for Christian. Okay. And this is, and you'll begin to understand this when you study the difference between word transliteration versus word corruption. That's a difference between them. Because usually when you translate from one language to another language, you can see a pattern. And when you study each nation or tribe language, you will understand of what letters they have in their alphabet and what they can pronounce and what they cannot pronounce. So usually most of the words you would see a correlation. For example, in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 41, you would see the Greek word for Messiah is Messias, Messias. So you can see a correlation between the English word Messiah to the Greek word Messias to the Hebrew word Mashiach. You can see some relationship between those words. Okay. Now the next screen I want to take you to and shalom to my brothers and sisters who are on with me this evening. Shalom. I'm going to take it to this screen because I know some of y'all ain't going to believe me. So guess what? Father gave me more proof. But I do have more proof about this word Christianity in that video. It's on the channel. I can't remember the exact title of it, but I do know it'll say something like, give you understanding why Israelites do not call, well, why some Israelites, okay, not all, why some Israelites do not go by that word Christian. They call themselves Mashiach Nazarim or Nazarenes or, etc. Okay, because we like to stick what's close to the Hebrew language for some of us. Okay, now this is nothing to debate, y'all. Okay, it's nothing to debate, but it's just to give you understanding why we are peculiar. Okay, again, Yahuwah has taught me that I have to listen to a person's heart. So just because a person do not use the Hebrew word such as Mashiach Nazarim, and they may use the word Christian, does not mean they are not his. You got to understand what's really going on. You have to understand the stumbling blocks and the snares that Satan has set before us. You have to understand how the tares can blend into the wheat. And when the Father gave me that understanding, I said, okay, Father, I got you. So just because my brothers and sisters come and use those other words, I have the understanding that we are all on different levels. And maybe they have not come to that understanding yet about these words, but they don't mean they don't belong to the Father. Okay? For none of us got this perfect, y'all. Remember what the Father said about the about the curses and the blessing that he put upon Yahusha, known as Israel. Okay? These things have to come to pass. But here's the proof that you see here. It says here, in the Greek tongue, the word Christian is Christianity. Okay. In the English tongue is Christian. Right here. Right before your eyes. Okay. And according to their definition, you look at names, it means what? To follow Christ or Christos. Again, in the Hebrew tongue, we don't have a word like that. The word that we have is Mashiach, which translates in the Greek tongue, Messias, and in the English tongue today, it translates into Messiah. Okay. Another thing I would like to make clear, I am an Israelite, and I do believe that the bride of the Messiah is made up of Israelites and Gentiles, males and females, circumcised and uncircumcised. Let me say that again. circumcised and uncircumcised, Scythian, barbarian, etc. Okay, I want to get that clear. That's what the bride of Messiah is made up of. And all of those who receive him, all of those who receive Yahusha HaMashiach shall be saved. Okay? I also believe in the 144,000. And I believe that the 144 is only made up of Israelites. They are handpicked by our Father in heaven. They have a special assignment. Read Revelation chapter 7, chapter 14, and chapter 15. And they are only Israelites. But they are chosen of the Israelite nation. For they are the cream of the crop, and they have a special assignment with the Messiah that deals with conquering the fourth beast. Okay? And the third group is that I do believe in the nation of Israel. I do believe that the Father will make them as a nation again. And the two sticks will become one, which is the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Read Hebrews chapter 8, Jeremiah 31, Ezekiel chapter 36, 37, 38, and 39. And also read Ezekiel chapter 40 to 48. Okay? To understand what would take place with them, the Father is reminding me to tell you to also read Romans 11. They're known as the mercy group and the unfaithful group. And this is why he has to deal with them in the wilderness. I believe that group, or the kingdom of Israel, or the kingdom of the nation of Israel, is made up of Israelites, men servants, maid servants, and the strangers that would dwell with them. Again, you have to read Ezekiel chapter 40 to 48. You also have to read the book of Isaiah to understand this. There are three groups. Okay? Now let's go back to that picture of Caesar. I want you to really focus on this picture here. Okay, let me scroll on down. Forgot. I got to get that part in, but let me got that in. I really want you to take a look at this picture. This is an accurate picture of what Caesar would look like if he was living today. Okay, and I have the proof. This comes from Wikipedia, and it comes from another person who travels. Okay. And I want you to pay close attention. Now, those who know the traits of antiquity, because we have went over these things about like Israelites, according to the word of Yah, Israelites their traits of antiquity is they are melanated. They come from the lineage of Adam. Adam means to be reddish brown. Look up red hair in Wikipedia under religious and mythology, and you will see the definition of Adam. And it does mean reddish brown. So they're melanated. Another characteristic of the Israelites, they would have black or white hair. Now today we call white hair gray, all right? But white hair is a symbol of wisdom. So the trait of antiquity of an Israelite, we have black or white hair. You can find that in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 36, and Leviticus chapter 13. Another trait they would have, their hair would be like wool, like sheep's hair, okay? Today, the world called it kinky, curly, etc. These are the traits of antiquity. I want to say this again. Israelites are melanated people. They have woolly hair. The hair is either black or white, okay? And I'm trying to think what else. And there also some of them will have locks, because you have to read Torah to understand what is the meaning or the significance of locks that the world today call dreadlocks. Okay, so these are the characteristics. Now, the characteristics of their brother Esau or Edom, they would have red hair. See, I done gave it away. They would have red hair. the words say he came out like a hairy garment, red all over. So they are hairy people. Now, Edom did bear some melon. He did have some melon. And when you study about like hair color and eye color as far and also skin pigmentation, you will learn a lot about melanin, and you will learn that the lighter the color that one is, they either have some melanin or no melanin. No melanin means they have no color whatsoever. Okay? They are completely white. Now I know the eye color can be a little different, maybe slightly red, but when you're looking at the hair and the skin, they are completely white. Those are the ones who have no melanin. Those who have some melanin, they will either range from a tan looking color to a light reddish brown color. Okay. Again, hair color, eye color, and skin pigmentation tells you a lot and gives you understanding about melanin. When you study the color black, you will learn that black is inclusive of all colors. Okay? All right. So when you look at this picture, you really see a significant trait standing out on Augustus Caesar, or Caesar Augustus. And one of the traits that really stand out on him is this red hair, y'all. Okay? Now we about to break into the meaning of Rome, the fourth beast, and how it's going to be dethroned or supplanted by Jacob. Okay? All right. Let me see where the next tab I'm going to take you to. Before we get into the meat, I need to go to the scriptures first. These are the scriptures that you're going to need. Okay? Yes. Oh, I'm looking at your comment. As far as the name of the Messiah name, you can find it in Hebrews chapter 4 of the 1611 side note. And it gives you the correct word transliteration of the Messiah name in the Greek tongue, as well as you can find it in the book of, I think it's Ezra or Nehemiah, and in the prophet Haggai. Haggai also has the correct Greek transliteration of the Messiah's name. Okay? But again, it's nothing for us to argue about with for those who have not come to the understanding. Remember, Yah gives more to those who want more. Okay? Remember. And another great example, when you read the book of Mary Magdalene, she was known as the beloved companion because she was given the greatest mystery by the Messiah. And in her book, it reveals that each of the disciples who became apostles taught the gospel according to their understanding. So even within them, some of them was on different levels according to their understanding. Okay. So again, I'm just letting you know, don't let the name be a stumbling block. We have to be a light unto Adam and also unto the Israelites. We got to be wise in this, y'all. We are in a war. And the war is Satan is trying to collect as many souls with him to take with him to Sheol, which is hell or Hades. Okay. And we know that our Father in heaven is going to take Sheol and put it into the eternal lake of fire, which is the second death. So that's the battle we are in now. We are battling for soul, y'all. So we have to use wisdom on how to win Adam, which is mankind, and the Israelites back unto the Father. So they can be what? Saved and redeemed from these principalities. Because like I said before, misery love company. So now let us go to the scriptures, y'all, because we got to set the foundation. Y'all know how I am. We got to set the foundation to understand it's a mystery for those who, excuse me, y'all, my tongue getting twisted. It's a mystery for those who have not been revealed by the Spirit. In other words, they have not spent time with the Father and meditate on His Word to see what Genesis was telling us. As you see, everything is pointing us back to Genesis. Whether it's the New Testament, known as the New Covenant, known as the New Marriage, or whether it's the Apocrypha, or whether it's the work of Josephus or Jubilees. All them sacred books, even Enoch, they're all going to point back to Genesis. Okay? Now I'm in Genesis chapter 3. I'm going to read a summary to you first. The serpent deceiveth Eve. Man shameful fall. Yahuwah arrangeth them. The serpent is cursed. The promised seed. The punishment of mankind. Their first clothing. Their casting out of paradise. Now, I like the 1611 because you get these chapter summaries that would give you more understanding what this chapter is telling unto you. For example, here, notice here, starting in verse 15, it talks about the promised seed. For those who have been following with me, we know who that promised seed that is talking about. Okay. Also, when you read the prophets' books, when it concerning the serpent, what some people might not be aware of, the serpent was in union with a principality. And the prophet writing that you need to read to get more understanding about this, for those who have not read first and second Adam and Eve. Okay, if you have not read your foreparents book, you can go to the prophet Ezekiel chapter 28 to get and to see who else was working behind the scenes. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to verse 15 to set this foundation. For the words say, I will put in enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now, for those who have been following with me, okay, from what we learned from all these sacred books, such as the Sealed Book of Mormon, the Sealed Book of Mormon is different from the Book of Mormon. Again, these are books written by Israelites. Israelites. Okay? In other words, the Most High gave these sacred words unto Israelites, which were later on translated either by Israelites or by Gentiles in our languages today. Okay? So the Most High is speaking to the serpent here, and he's telling the serpent, I will put enmity between you and the woman. Okay? And we can see this evident today. Look at the treatment that women are receiving by men. Because if you notice how our brothers are acting towards the women, they are giving an ear to Satan. All right? Remember, Satan is a principality. He's the spirit. All right? So we can see how much Satan hates the woman. It's a reason, y'all, like I've been sharing with y'all, it's a lot of deep heavenly messages in these scriptures and mysteries. So Satan truly hates the woman. And you have to ask yourself, why does he hate the woman so much? Why is he going through our brethren to bring evil to the woman? Okay? That's something to meditate on, but let us keep going. And he also goes to say, our Father in heaven goes to say that he will what? Put enmity between the woman's seed and between the serpent seed. So that's going to be enmity between the serpent seed and between the woman's seed. Okay? So we know the word seed is dealing with children, lineage. I told y'all this go deep. Remember, we are dealing with spiritual things and we're dealing with carnal things. So there is a physical seed of Satan and those angels' children in the earth. There is so. And Daniel prophesies about that. He said they shall mingle themselves with mankind. It's in Daniel chapter 2. Now, dealing with the woman's seed, when we look at the Bible summary, it told us that it's dealing with the promised seed. To understand about that promised seed, I mean, it is told throughout the whole book. All our forefathers, such as Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, even the prophets such as Enoch, Adam, all of them was told about this promised seed that would come to what? Redeem them. Because remember, this promised seed was the only one who could go to Sheol to take Adam and the rest of them to paradise. Like I said, y'all, we're getting deep tonight. All right. So in this Bible summary right here, it said it's talking about the promised seed. Now, the promised seed is Yahusha HaMashiach. Because when you learn the biblical prophecy, it says that a virgin shall give birth to the Messiah. And Messiah means anointed one. When you read Galatians chapter 4, it says, it does identify this virgin having given birth to a son. Now, this son is not conceived by fornication. This son is not conceived by sex. This son is conceived by the powers of Yah. No angels can copy what Yah did. Remember, he is the second Adam. Was not the first Adam made from the earth? There's a mystery on that. So the woman clothed the word, the living word, in the flesh and blood of David. That is the mystery that many Israelites do not understand because they thinking carnally. They putting Yah in a box. They don't know what he can do, y'all. Remember, our Father is all powerful and he's all knowing. Okay? So this verse going to say that this verse going to say that the woman's seed, which is the promised seed, Yahushua HaMashiach, shall bruise the head of the serpent. And that the serpent seed shall what? Bruise his heel. Now, the correct interpretation that was revealed by Abel, we learned that it means that the serpent seed or the serpent children shall what? Bleed the heel. Bleed the heel. Okay, there you see how this all coming together. Right? Now, this one verse right here should already give you the understanding about the title in the video. For the title in the video says what? Rome, the fourth beast, shall be dethroned / supplanted by Jacob, known as Israel. In the Hebrew tongue, we say YAHUAH. Now, some of y'all may be already getting this already, but we're going to go a little further so y'all can connect the dots tonight. Okay? Now, I'm going to expand this screen here because I want y'all to really see these words. Okay? So Genesis chapter 3 was already giving us a prophecy, and it still has not come into its fullness yet, y'all, because this verse says here, it shall bruise thy head. So we know head is dealing with what? A kingdom. So the woman's seed shall what? Take down a kingdom. Do y'all, right now, y'all should be having what? Firecrackers going on, light bulbs going on. But if not, we're going to keep going. We need to go to Numbers. Numbers. Okay? Like I said, we're going to set the foundation. Now, I can't read all these verses tonight, so this is your homework. You need to read Genesis chapter 3, and you'll be responsible for this next chapter that we're going to. I'm only going to do the highlights, y'all, because I want to get y'all to the message, the word. Okay. All right. This is the chapter summary of Numbers chapter 24. It said by Balaam, leaving divinations, prophesieth the happiness of Israel. Yahusha. Balak in anger dismisseth him. He prophesies of the star of Jacob and the destruction of some nations. Like I said, it's nothing like this 1611. If y'all don't have a copy of it, while we have time, okay, you can order it from Amazon. I got mine for around $20, the hard copy, okay, with the hardcover. Now, I do recommend that you read this chapter, okay, but we're going to get right straight to the point. Okay, I need to scroll down. I need to start reading at 19, but we're going to skip a verse. Okay? No, we need to start reading at 17. Okay? So let's read 17 first. It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. So this is someone who's coming in the future, right? During their time. This is the time when the children of Israel are in the wilderness with Moses. Okay? But Balaam says, go on to say, there shall come a star out of Yaakov, Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of, this is Seth, Seth, y'all. Now, it's some key words in here. It said that this one that is to come, who come out of what? The loins of Jacob. He's a descendant of Jacob. And it says that he shall what? Be a scepter. So we know he's going to be a ruler. He got to have that what? That rod of iron. And we know he would come out of the nation of Israel as written in Revelation 12. And it says that he shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Seth. And this is going back to Genesis. To trace the lineage of the children of Seth, we know after the flood, Noah was a what? Descendant of Seth, right? Okay, there you go. So those who come from Noah are descendants of Seth. Seth is the I believe the third son of Adam. Okay. It goes on to say, and Edom shall be a possession. Shear also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Y'all hear this? This is what's to come. This is a future prophecy. Okay. You will want to keep reading down, but for the sake of time, y'all, we're going to go down to verse 23 because this is what I'm looking for. Verse 24. And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. Do y'all hear this? And ships shall come from the coast of Shittim. The key word is Shittim. If I say what they got to do anything, it got to do a lot. It has to do a lot with it, with the title that I just gave y'all about the fourth beast. And it goes on to say, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. Now I got to take you to Daniel 11 and let you read the chapter summary. Okay, you're going to see why that word Shittim is so important. As I'm going there are many biblical prophecy about the promised seed, y'all. I'm only giving y'all highlights. He is talked about from the beginning of the book to the end of the book, as well as all the sacred books. All the prophets talks about him. It's there. I'm in Daniel chapter 11, and we're going to read the chapter summary first. For it says, the overthrow of Persia by the king of Grecia. We know that has to do with the Greeks, which is Alexander the Great. Verse 5. Leads and conflicts between the kings of the south and of the and of the north. For those who are history studies, you got to study about them empires. The Persian, well, first came what? The Babylonian Empire, then the Persians, then the Greeks, and that's the Romans, which is what this verse say. In verse 30, it says the invasion and tyranny of the Romans. Okay, do y'all see that right here? The invasion of the tyranny of the Romans. Right here. You want to pay attention to that. So we're going to go to verse 30 and see who are these Romans. For it says here in verse 30, it said, for the ships of Shittim shall come against him. Therefore he shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do, and he shall even return, and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. At this period of time is dealing with Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes. He is the first anti-Messiah on the scene because he kept the Most High people from keeping the covenant. He was that wicked tyrant that tortured the Most High people. Okay, you can read more about him in the Apocrypha, in the book of Maccabees. All right, but notice here it said the ships of Shittim. If you notice that when you read those books, you will learn that Israel reached out to the Romans for help. So now you see the relationship between Shittim and Rome. If not, I got something else for you too. Let me change my screen, y'all. Okay. Next, we're going to, there we go. You know your sister got something for y'all to make it easy. On the channel, y'all, and it's on the main page of the channel. If you scroll all the way down, there's a playlist titled Esau and Edom. Who are they? And in this playlist, y'all, there are some good videos that would give you the understanding of how Rome, or why Rome is named Chittim, why they go hand in hand. Okay, let me scroll down so I can let you see what I'm talking about. There was an assembly who did a very outstanding job of giving us more history of, and also they brought out a book that would give you the inner details, y'all. Okay, and the book that they brought out, I mean, most of us been knowing about this book. Okay, it's called the Book of Jasper. And the book of Jasper revealed how the nation of the Greeks came to be. For when you read the work of Josephus and the books of Maccabees, especially the I think it's the first or second chapter of the first book of Maccabees, you will learn that the Greeks were a new nation in the earth. There was not a nation of antiquities. They came forth from Edom, mixing himself with the sons of Japheth. So when you see the word Greek, remember it is a new nation in the earth. Okay. Also, they was created by two nations. They was created by the sons of Esau and by the sons of Japheth. And the reason why I'm bringing this out, because there is a difference between a Grecian and a Greek. Okay. A Grecian is a direct descendant from Japheth. Read the work of Josephus in Genesis chapter 10. Now, Josephus give you in a detail. But how the Grecians tie in with the Greeks, they have the same relationships of how you have the Chaldeans with the Babylonians. This is why, whether you're in the Old Testament or whether you're in the New Testament, you would see the word Grecian is separated from the word Greeks. In other words, they are called Grecians because they are Grecians. They are the sons of Japheth. But when you see the word Greek, it's letting you know they are not a nation of antiquity. They came later on in the earth by the creation of two tribes or two nations. That was Edom and the son of Japheth. Yep. Another nation that came in the earth, same way as the Greeks, were the Romans. It's because Edom was mixing himself with the son of Japheth. And how we know where Edom went to, y'all, going back to that picture, that red hair tells you a lot. Now, I'm not saying that every person with red hair is of the tribe or nation of Edom, okay? I'm not saying every person, but what I'm talking about is a trait of antiquity or a nation trait of antiquity that you got to pay attention to, because you can't white out a whole nation's trait. There's going to be evidence there to remain this is them. Now you see why I labeled this playlist Esau and Edom. Who are they? They can be easily identified. However, now when we get back on track, forgive me, we see here that there's an assembly on YouTube that did a very good job of giving us the breakdown and the history of Rome and why Edom is the progenitor of Rome or the creator of this nation. Okay. And this assembly that I'm talking about is the School of the Hebrews. They did a really good job. I really like how they really put that together, y'all. And then as you see at towards the end of this playlist, the Most High was giving me some more information about the fourth beast kingdom and about their symbols and what their symbol mean. So the playlist will be available unto you. If I have not put in the video description box, please forgive me, but come back to this video, either check the video description box, the pinned comment section, or click on the letter I once this video processed, or you can just go to my channel. It's on the main page and scroll all the way down to the playlist of Esau and Edom. Who are they? And you will have access to this wealth amount of information. Okay? Because I tell you, history tell on them, y'all. It tells on them. And they can't hide it anymore. It's too much evidence now. It cannot be refuted. Okay? Let me share this screen with y'all, and then we're going to get to the meat. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. When you go to my channel, I hate saying my channel because everything I dedicate to the Father. I do want to point out some videos if you have a chance, but by looking at the video cover and the title, you can see what the message is about. However, there's some really good things that the Father wants you to know. Okay? He is revealing in this season his truths, his mysteries, and his messages. And now we're in the season where the Father's servants are coming forth. And those who will not do his will, and those who was not called by him, he is putting them, what's the word? He is exposing them now. Okay? Because their time is up. They had plenty of time to make it right with our Father in heaven, and they chose not to do so. They chose to follow their own agenda, their own will. So now the Father in heaven is going to make them be ashamed for what they did. Okay, that's the season we in, y'all. But it's a lot of good, juicy stuff that the Father is revealing unto us in these last days. Okay, and especially with their symbols, y'all. Like here, who and the New World Order. When you understand what that symbol means, then you know what kingdom you're in. Same thing with this one right here. We have a symbol of who. And when you click on that video about know thy enemy, you're going to really begin to understand what Daniel was prophesizing unto you. Okay? But all you have to do when you go on this channel, just scroll all the way down. When you scroll all the way down, y'all, this is where you find the playlist. Right here. Okay? All right. Now going back to the picture of Caesar Augustus. Okay. So we done set the foundation. As the Most High was taking me on this journey, he began to reveal a lot of information that he had me to work on. So I came across this picture, y'all, when I was working on when was the Messiah born, because the Bible do give you the date. It's there. And the heavens have a record of it. So through that research, y'all, that's what led me to this picture right here. Okay. And I put the links or the resources because, basically what the schools taught me, wherever you are researching and you're sharing information with others, you are to list your resources. Okay. Again, to show credibility, or to show that this is factual. This not based on opinion. Okay. This did not come off a social blog of with no credibility. So as you see here, I have two sources, which are Wikipedia and from archaeologytravel.com. Okay, so we're going to go to those tabs. But for those who want to watch this video about when the Messiah was born, that will also be included in the video description box, but come back later on that. Okay, because like I said, he was giving me a lot of things. The Father was giving me a lot of things, and I see why, because he's having me to connect all the pieces of the puzzle so you will have it and you can really understand what kingdom you're in. And also that you can be prepared for the Exodus, for it's coming. The Exodus is coming. Okay. So now let's go to Wikipedia first. Okay, we to Wikipedia, and the title of this I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what word to say. And the title of this article here is Augustus of Prima Porta. That's what they call this statue here. So it says that this Augusta of Prima Porta is a full-length portrait statue of Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of the Roman Empire. Y'all hear this? Augustus Caesar is the first emperor of the Roman Empire. The marble statue stands 2.08 meters tall and weighs 1,000 kilograms. The statue was discovered on April the 20th, 1863 at the Villa of Livia, owned by Augustus' third wife, Livia Drusilla, in Prima Porta. Livia had retired to the villa after Augusta's death in AD 14. Carved by expert Greek sculptors, the statue is assumed to be a copy of a lost bronze original displayed in Rome. The Augusta of Prima Porta is now displayed in Braccio Nuova, which means new arm, of the Vatican's museum. Now, here's the thing you want to do. Let's see right here. You want to scroll down. I'm trying to wait till this picture come up. If not, I'm going to have to change the screen. Let me change mine. Okay. This is the picture you want to click on. It's under the category polychromy. Polychromy, okay? That's what it's under. Click on this picture here. And just the reason why I'm telling you to do that. In this picture, you can really see his hair color well, right? It looks red, don't it? All right, let's click on another picture. That was not it. I think, yeah, let me go back. Because I had it pulled up on a separate tab, so I'm trying to repeat what I did before. So let me go back. It was this one. I had clicked on this one, y'all, first. So in this picture, it's kind of hard to see what color the hair is. You don't know if it's a dirty blonde or red. So when I click on this area here, you can really see the hair color is red. Okay. And then you want to click on details. When you click on details, you can see the picture a whole lot better. Okay. And you can get the let me see if it gives you the information. Okay, so it gives you information about the statue. So take this time now to pause the screen and just look at the colors, and especially that hair color, because it's telling you who is running Rome. It's telling you who is the nation that is over all the other nations in the earth. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to the second link. Wait for that to come up. Let me refresh my page. Be patient. Okay, here we go. The title of this article is Augustus of Prima Porta. Okay. And for the Wikipedia article, y'all, I do recommend that you go back and read, but I'm only getting highlights. But I do remember reading somewhere about why you see statues that's only white now versus the colors. Okay. And I'm not for sure it's this article that we give you the detail on it, but we're going to read this article and see, okay? So this is by Archaeology Travels, okay? Arguably one of the most important statues of Emperor Augusta. The Augusta of Prima Porta is certainly one of the best preserved portraits we have of him today. This beautifully decorated statue, expertly carved in marble from the Greek island of Paros, was discovered 20 April 1863 during archaeological excavations at the villa of the emperor's wife, Livia Drusilla. Despite a few breaks, the statue is all but complete, and the excavators recorded immediately noticeable traces of color. Not surprising then, it has gone on to be one of the most iconic images of the Roman Empire first emperor. So yes, this article is going to give you more understanding that when the Romans have their statue made, they did paint them in color, y'all. They was not all white. Okay. Now we're going to read some more, because this is about to get interesting, y'all. It said Livia Villa was in a suburb north of Rome along the Via Flaminia, a road that ran between Rome and the Adriatic Sea. The area took its name from the gate that was formed by the arch of an aqueduct crossing the ancient Roman road. As the gate was the first sign that travelers to Rome had reached the city of Rome, it became known as the Prima Porta, or first door, hence the name given to the statue. The statue is at once allegorical and political. Augustus is in military dress, wearing a highly decorated cuirass, which means breastplate, and a cloak draped around his hips. He is carrying a consular baton, while his raised right hand indicates he is addressing his troops. Augusta is also displayed barefoot. Usually only gods were depicted in this manner. The Emperor Divine statue is allured to further in the statue's support, carved to show Cupid riding a dolphin. Venus was Cupid's mother. Now, those who know Bible, when you read the prophet Isaiah right in Isaiah chapter 14, and you look at the side note, this is why I tell y'all have to get that 1611. The day star means Venus, and Venus go back to Aphrodite, okay, which goes back to Astaroth, Judges chapter 2. Remember, they have nothing of their own. They copy the heavens. Okay. Remember YAHUAH prophetic messages, what he tells us in the message titled, I'm coming for you. They have nothing of their own. So you can see that the Romans, just like the Greeks, because they go hand in hand, y'all, they worship the same deities, even though they have different names. Here you see on Augustus Caesar statue, it has Venus. Okay. I'm sorry. It has, let me read this word for word. It has Cupid riding a dolphin carved on the statue. And Venus was Cupid's mother. So to understand who this deity Cupid was, according to their mythology, Cupid was the son of Venus. When you understand who Venus is the day star, known as Lucifer. Okay, known as also Aphrodite. This is why when you study the city of Hadrian, okay, he built Aelia Capitolia in the land of Israel, and he made a temple to Aphrodite, as well as a temple to Zeus or Jupiter. Remember, Zeus and Jupiter go hand in hand. Remember, the Romans and the Greeks worship the same deities, even though they have different names. I believe for the Romans, they call it Jupiter. For the Greeks, they call it Zeus, but it's the same deity. For Aphrodite, it's the same as Venus, the day star, which goes back all the way back to Astaroth in Judges chapter 2. You have Baal, which go in hand with Zeus and Jupiter. Then you have Astaroth, which go in hand with Venus, Aphrodite, or the day star known as Lucifer. This is why you see her with the doves. That was her bird. Like I said, when you come in a whole volume of book, the Bible begins to give you understanding about their deities and where it comes from. All of this stuff comes from Satan and those angels. It comes from those principalities. All right, let us keep reading. Although found in Livia Villa, to which she retired after her husband's death in 14 AD, it would have originally been a public space. The iconography of both military leadership and divinity are combined on a youthful body to cast the emperor as an excellent man, the best to rule Rome. Okay. Now we're going to read about the statue being color, right? When the statue was unearthed, it was noted that there was clear traces of color on the Paranian, on the Paranian marble. These colors have faded over the years, and also because plaster cast was made without protecting the statue's surface to the point where they are no longer visible. A cleaning process carried out in 1999 confirmed the initial reports that the statue was colored. Do y'all hear this? This is the proof I'm telling y'all right here. This encouraged conservation staff at the Vatican museums to investigate further. In tests carried out in 2002 using ultraviolet photography, further traces of pigment invisible to the naked eye were detected. And the results of this extensive examination by the Stone Restoration Laboratory in the Vatican show that a palette of about 5 or 6 colors was used. Do y'all hear this? This is proving, y'all. And see, here go Cupid right here. They're deities, they're gods. Do you see how the heathens are? But let us keep going. It say a copy of the statue was colored according to the results of the ultra photography. Picture here. What is immediately obvious is that the skin and the background of the cuirass was left as is. Color was applied to clothing, the decoration on the cuirass, the hair, parts of the eyes, and the lips. Not everyone accepts this reconstruction. There's a feeling that the colors are gaudy and exaggerate. Fabio Berry, for example, an art historian at Scotland University of St. Andrews, said the statues look like a cross-dresser trying to hail a taxi. Oh my goodness. It goes on to say, read more about Berry's reaction in the Washington Post. Well, you know the history of the Romans and the Greeks, they was into that homosexuality mess. They were sodomites. Let us keep going. The coloring of statues like the Augusta Prima Porta produces images that are a stark contrast to the images we have become familiar with, and certainly challenges that way in which we have viewed classical sculptures for centuries. What he's basically saying, for years, the Romans or the Roman Catholic Church been showing us statues that have been all white, y'all. But now we get historical correction. When they made these statues, they painted them in color. Let us keep going. Okay. So we read this part again. It said, the color of statues like the Augusta Prima Porta produces images that are a stark contrast to the images we have become familiar with, and certainly challenges that way in which we have viewed classical sculptures for centuries. The slightly over the top negative reaction is almost certainly a result, in a part at least, of our appreciation of these statues is being pushed beyond a comfort zone. They are simply not what we are used to seeing in museum galleries, who have often destroyed classical antiquities in their cleaning processes and art history. In other words, This statue ain't lining up to what they've been put to what they conditioned us to see them as. Again, history telling on them, y'all. A full account of the research carried out on this and other statues can be read on the Digital Sculpture Project's website. That's something for you to click on. Okay, where is this statue, right? This extraordinary statue can normally be seen in the Braccia Nuova, new wing of the Vatican Museum in the Vatican City. The new wing was built as part of a reorganization of the Vatican's Pontifical collections that follow the return from France of those objects that has been confiscated by Napoleon. The Braccia Nuovo was completed in 1822. Now the father is telling me now, notice these supposed to be people who claim to follow the Bible. Why are you keeping statues with gods on them? Okay. In their place of worship. Because I'm telling y'all, these people do not worship the Most High Yah. They know who they really worshiping. They worship deities that deals with, like, when you study about the Black Madonna, it would lead back to Nimrod's wife, Samarius, and her son, Tammuz. See, they know what they're worshiping, but we don't know because we have been deceived. We have been taught by their education system. Okay? But when you read the word of Yah, it will set you free and reteach you the truth and lead you to all truth. That's what his spirit does. His spirit gonna lead you to all truths. So they know what they're worshiping. They know when they kiss that statue of melanin. They know what they're worshiping. They know, but we don't know because they giving us a lie. That the lie was that they told us that this is the Messiah and his mother Mary or Miriam, but that's not true, y'all. Do your research. Until mid-July 2014, the Augusta of Prima Porter can be seen in Paris. Here is the centerpiece of a temporary exhibition about the life and legacy of Augusta at the Grand Palais. Now, I'm not going to try to say that word, y'all, but it said of Rome was opened on the 19th of March and runs until the 13th of July in the year of 2014. Okay. But notice here, even though I posted there, they won't show it in color. It's a reason for that. Because those who know the Bible and you know the traits of antiquity of Esau and Jacob, do you begin to easily identify where Esau went to, y'all. So he's here today. So let me read about the author. The author of this article is Thomas Dawson. Having visited over 100 countries on 6 of the 7 continents, I am often surprised by the limited information available for archaeological sites in many travel guides. Do you hear this? It's the reason why the information is limited, y'all. Often made worse by misleading and/or outdated details posted on websites and internet forums. With my passion for travel and professional background in archaeology, I started Archaeology Travel. Here I share my experiences of seeing truly spectacular places, as well as offering my tips and recommendation. Other websites and guides may appear to cover more areas and attraction, but the information on this website is based on first-hand experiences, not copied from other, sometimes misleading sources. Y'all, this is a beautiful article. I want to thank you, Mr. Thomas Dawson, for what you did. You gave us the truth about the statue, how the Romans did have their statues in color. It was not totally white. And this statue revealed, y'all, when you look at this hair color right here, this is red hair. This is Edom. Remember, his name was changed to Edom. Esau's name was changed to Edom because he ate red lentils. And Edom is like a break off from the word of Adam. Okay, Adam means what? Reddish brown. Ready. And our people today has a ruddy tone to them. You can see it. Okay. But I know many don't understand this. Even the Europeans, they don't understand how a melanated person can be ruddy. And it's not the light ones. So don't go running to the light tone brown skin. There are some of a deeper melanated skin pigment that bears reddish brown. Okay. So let me take you back to the title so we can tie all this in, y'all, because we know there was some good stuff here tonight. Looking at the title now. So, Rome the fourth beast shall be dethroned / supplanted by Jacob, Yahusha. Here's the word. Rome was created by Esau, Edom, for he what? Mingled himself with the son of Japheth and brought forth another nation. This is the same nation that Daniel prophesies about. We are in the fourth beast kingdom, which is Rome. Okay? And he is running that nation. In other words, he is the ruler of this time. And his principality is Satan, for he has went, y'all, in covenant with him. Okay? He has followed the same ways of Cain. He has followed the same ways of Nimrod. Remember, hunter means to be what? Hunter of men. For they have what? Led their brethren into captivity. How? By giving them the doctrines of Satan. Giving them the lies of Satan. This is why it's prophesied in Revelation 13, he that leadeth them into captivity shall go into captivity. Meaning that he is going to be imprisoned in Sheol, and Sheol will be taken and cast into the eternal lake of fire. And he shall be joined with those wicked angels, those principalities. Now, the mystery on Jacob, how he's going to dethrone Rome, known as Shittim, known as Esau, known as Edom, known as the fourth beast. How Jacob's going to do this, y'all, you have to go back to Genesis chapter 3 and Numbers 24. It told us how. The promised seed, the seed of the woman, that is not born by fornication, nor is he born by sex. He was created by the divine powers of Yah. He is the second Adam. Just like the first Adam was made of the earth, he too was made of the earth. He was made with the blood and flesh of David. Miriam, known as Mary, was the kinsman or the fruit or the seed of David. She was kin to David. She come under the household of Nathan. This is why you see two different bloodlines in Matthew and Luke. Luke bloodline is Mary bloodline. The prophet Zechariah gives you her two households. She comes from the household of Nathan, which is the son of David. And she comes from the household of, it starts with an S, I think it's Shimei, okay, of the Levites. So her father was of the house of Judah, and her mother was of the house of the Levites. Read Zechariah. He gives it to you. I know there's another book out there, but these books give you the piece to see the whole picture. Okay, so as prophesied in Genesis 3, it said, the seed of the woman shall bruise the head of the serpent. In other words, he's going to take down the serpent kingdom. As the prophet Ezekiel prophesies unto us, the one who was in this serpent was Satan. So YAHUAH shall dethrone Satan and his children. which is this YAHUAH that I'm talking about. This one who is the promised seed that comes from YAHUAH is Yahusha HaMashiach. He is that one that shall supplant the fourth beast and those angels. I hope y'all see this. Are y'all making the connection here? This is very deep tonight. Okay? Something to meditate on. Now you begin to understand Genesis chapter 25, and I believe it's Genesis chapter 27. Now you begin to understand about those blessings, why it had to go to Jacob. Jacob bought the birthright. He is not a thief. He didn't steal it. He bought it. Esau was tried and he failed the test. And it's still evident today. He's failing. He sold out to Satan. But Yahusha HaMashiach, who is a descendant, the Father told me to take you to Matthew chapter 4. We got to go there right quick. Okay? Yahusha HaMashiach, who is descendant of YAHUAH, who is the descendant of the supplanter, didn't sell out either. And he was at his lowest moment. He fasted, y'all. Do you not think he was not hungry or weak? But that's what Satan does. He come at you at your weakest moment. To what? Try you. To see can he shift you. But the Messiah could not be shifted. He didn't sell out. He was on a mission. He was on a mission to restore Adam back to their proper place. He was on a mission to redeem Israel back to the Father. That's a mystery, y'all. It's deep. Okay, let's go to Matthew chapter 4 right quick. So I gotta show y'all this. Because he set the example. The second Adam set the example, y'all. We just gotta follow it. And how we overcome this beast and this world, you have to receive salvation. And who is salvation? It is Yahusha HaMashiach. For he is the salvation of Yah. He is the righteousness of Yah, as written in Romans chapter 10 and Psalms chapter 98. We don't come in this by our righteousness. We come in by Yah righteousness. It is that sacred one who lives in us, who dwell in our bowels. That sacred seed that make us the children of Yah. This is how we become the children of light. This is how we receive the adoption of the Son. Because of him. Okay? So in Matthew chapter 4. And I want to read a part that Satan offered him. It starts in verse 8. It says, again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. Because remember, what world we're in, y'all? We are in Satan's kingdom. So don't get it twisted. Okay? We're still waiting for the Messiah to come to deliver us from this world of darkness. Right? So stop selling out for pennies. Stop selling out for crumbs. The Father's telling me to tell you this. These homes, these cars, these titles, these platforms are all in vain. Just as he destroyed the world with water, with the flood, the same shall be with fire. There's a mystery about that fire, y'all. And Revelations and the gospel give you that mystery. It's there. So he's going to destroy the world with fire. So what you're working for is all in vain. Pick up your cross and follow him. Do our Father will. Preach the gospel. Save as many souls. And when you do that, it will make the devil angry. But let us keep going. Verse 9. And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. This is what Satan is saying to our Messiah. to the second Adam. He's saying this unto him. He said, fall down and worship me, and I will give you kingdoms and glory of them. Because right now, Satan owns this, y'all. Verse 10. Then saith Yahusha unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship Yahuwah thou God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, behold, angels came and ministered unto him. To see the precepts, I'm talking to the Roman Christians because it goes back to the old. To understand why the Messiah said what he said, remember, he is the living word. He is Torah. And the precept for that is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 13, and Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 20. Matter of fact, here are all the side notes and the precepts for Matthew chapter 4. Roman Christians, it's time for you to read a whole book and stop being deceived. Stop being naive, because you're going to be led to the slaughter. So do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Just as Jacob was tried, did he not prevail against the angel? Just as Esau was tried, even though he failed his test. The Messiah is tried. What make you think you won't be tried? Just read the book of Job. We are tried for a reason. For the Father is what? Edifying you. I'm sorry, y'all. He's edifying you. He's purging you. He's refining you, so you can graduate and receive what he has set for you since the beginning, before the foundation of the world. He needs you to graduate. Do you hear me, Israelites and Gentiles? If you want to receive that blessed blessing that he has for Adam, if you want to be restored back to the status of Adam, then you need to receive his salvation. And then he will teach you all things. All things come by the Spirit. A mystery that many do not understand. He will show you how to keep Torah in this fourth beast kingdom. For he prophesies unto us. He told us we shall worship the Father in spirit and truth. Even the Roman Christians don't understand these things. Even some of the Israelites don't understand these things. But blessed are those who are born of the water and of the Spirit, for we understand these things. For it's not given unto them, but it's given unto us. For we have them in us, the Father, the Son, and the Ruach, the Holy Spirit. So let me go back to this picture. And then we're going to close it out, y'all. Look at this picture here again. Because this statue tells you who is the fourth beast. It is Rome. The statue tells you who is the nation that is ruling this earth. Who is the nation that is ruling the other nations in this earth? It is Edom. And the giveaway is the red hair. Do y'all see this? I'm going to blow this up. I want y'all to see this. The red hair. The Bible gave us the traits of antiquity of Edom. There you go. So now the mystery of this. The one of Jacob, the one from Jacob loin, that shall dethrone, which is the one from Jacob throne, that shall dethrone, that shall supplant Edom, Rome, Shittim, the fourth beast, and Satan and his angel, is Yahusha HaMashiach. Do y'all see how the books been prophesizing unto you, telling you what's going to take place, what's going to go down? And through him shall he establish his father kingdom in the earth. And he shall sit on the throne of David, and he shall hold both office. the high priesthood, and the king, as prophesied by the prophets. Read Zechariah. Talks about that. And he shall follow after the order of Melchizedek, and he shall set his church or his assembly in Mount Zion. And the church shall follow after the order of the Enochians. Another mystery that many don't understand. But it's been spoken in that book, in the 1611 Bible. And the other sacred books, such as the Sealed Book of Mormon, the Work of Josephus, Jubilees, Jasper, and First, Second, Third Enoch, and many others will confirm this unto you. So I hope you understand now that the word supplanter means to take the place one of, to supersede, to overthrow, to go around, to conquer, to dethrone. For he is not a thief. The birthright has already been bought. It's been paid. And it went to a rightful one who cannot be shifted by Satan, who cannot be bought, who cannot be sold out, who cannot be assimilated. Do y'all hear me? For he stands fast for his Father in heaven. He stands fast for us, Israelites and Gentiles. Adam. All right, I done said enough in this video, y'all. Make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10. Baptize the people in the name of Yahusha The Messiah. For the Lamb set the example of the water's baptism and the Holy Spirit baptism, and the apostles continued them both. For we have learned through his word that the water is the second witness in the earth. So if you have no one to baptize you, you can baptize yourself. For the baptism is activated by faith, y'all. And through that faith, that water will go and report into the Father of those who had entered into the new marriage to be the bride of his Son. For the Father has poured his Spirit upon all his creation. This is why the water can do that. For the Messiah said to us, if these rocks could cry out, they will praise our Father in heaven. So this is how we know his Spirit is everywhere. For it has been written in many books that the kingdom of heaven is around you and inside of you. Do you now understand that mystery? If not, read the Father prayer in Matthew chapter 6. Shalom.